During the construction of a photovoltaic park in western Spain, archaeologists made a remarkable discovery, a 4,900-year-old Copper Age fortress, and it looks amazing. But that wasn't all. They also found an unusual burial that raises more questions than answers. The fortress at Cortillo Lobato site is an architectural marvel, featuring a pentagon-shaped stronghold, 3 concentric stone and adobe walls, 25 towers, and 4 ditches. Spanning 13,000 square meters, it is far larger and more elaborate than initially expected. Speaking to El País, archaeologist Cesar Perez, who leads the excavation team, highlighted the sophistication of the site's defenses, stating that the complex system of walls and ditches demonstrates careful planning that required the coordination of a large group of people. The ruins date back to the Chalcolithic or Copper Age, which lasted from roughly 3200 to 2200 BC in this region. This period marked the earliest phase of metallurgy, as people began working with copper, silver, and gold. However, stone tools were still used for most purposes. It was also a time when urban settlements began emerging across the Iberian Peninsula, leading to greater social complexity and stratification. Expansive trade networks connected distant regions, stretching from Africa to the Baltics. Strategically positioned atop a hill at 314 meters above sea level, the fortress provided uninterrupted 360-degree views of the surrounding landscape. It would also be visible from afar, a clear display of power. But make no mistake, defense was its primary purpose. Initially a pentagonal adobe wall about 1.5 meters thick, reinforced with 5 bastions, formed the core of the stronghold. Over time, 2 additional concentric walls measuring about 60 and 77 meters in diameter and up to 2 meters thick were added, further strengthening the enclosure. To enhance its defenses, 2-meter-deep moats were carved into the rock, and multiple semicircular bastions, some as wide as 6 meters, were constructed. These bastions provided protected positions for defenders and were strategically placed to optimize shooting angles along the walls. The weakest point of any fortress is usually its entrance, but this one was designed to be nearly impenetrable. The stronghold had a single entrance just 70 centimeters wide, allowing only one person to pass through at a time. This narrow passage would have created a bottleneck, making it extremely difficult for attackers to breach the fortress. Inside the walls, archaeologists uncovered evidence of daily life, including remnants of huts and a variety of artifacts: arrowheads, idols, axes, grinding stones, plates, bowls, and loom plates. There was also a water reservoir, a crucial feature in case of a siege. It is believed that in the 3rd millennium BC, a severe drought drastically reduced agricultural output, increasing the need to protect vital resources. This could explain the fortress's expansion from a small stronghold into a major defensive center. But despite its formidable defenses, the fortress met a violent end. About 400 years after its construction, the stronghold was razed by enemies and abandoned. Archaeologists found clear evidence of extensive fire damage, with the flames consuming not only the wooden doors of the stronghold, but also scorching the walls and ditches. This suggests a devastating assault, likely leading to the fortress's fall. The discovery of numerous arrowheads within the burn layer supports this theory. Carbon dating of animal remains found in the fire's ashes indicates the site was abandoned around 2450 BC. For over 2500 years, the ruins lay untouched, until the Romans arrived. Near the outer wall, archaeologists uncovered something unexpected, a solitary Roman-era grave dating back to the 2nd or 3rd century AD. The burial contained the remains of a man aged between 25 and 35. He was found face down, and placed on his back was a pugio, a Roman dagger commonly carried by legionaries. Remarkably, the weapon was still in its sheath and in an exceptional state of preservation. The burial appears rushed. The pit was barely deep enough to hold the body, and while the skeleton was mostly intact, the feet had been severed. Given these unusual details, researchers suspect the man may have been a soldier, executed and given a dishonorable burial, possibly for theft or desertion. If he was indeed a soldier, he would likely have belonged to Legio VII Gemina, the only Roman legion stationed in Hispania at the time, primarily responsible for escort duties and provincial security. Yet the grave seems out of place. No other Roman structures or artifacts have been found at the site, making this burial an anomaly. The Romans sometimes interred their dead near ancient monuments, but the hurried nature of this grave suggests little care was given. Was he buried near the place of his execution? Perhaps, but that's just speculation. The pugio has undergone laboratory analysis and preservation, while researchers attempt to extract DNA from one of the man's teeth, hoping to uncover more about his identity. There is plenty we don't know about this site. Who were the people who built these elaborate defenses? Who destroyed it? And what's the story behind the solitary burial? Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. See you next time.